So let me tell you a few things that most people probably don't realize about a homeless shelter. When I was working for myself and running my own law firm, I took the opportunity to go visit a client who was staying in a homeless shelter. And I can tell you that was an eye-opening experience. Every homeless shelter is different. They don't follow the same rules. So many times we hear the word homeless shelter and we lump these big facilities where all these people go to, and they have this, you think they have the same categories and same criteria. Every homeless shelter is a little different, and what their rules and regulations are different depending on the types of persons that they allow to stay there. So when somebody says they're going to a homeless shelter or they're trying to find one, it's not so much that they're trying to find one, it's one that can satisfy certain criteria, because like I said, not all homeless shelters are the same. Some homeless shelters will only let you stay there for a fixed period of time, usually starting up at night. So what happens is that the shelters open up at a certain time. They don't open up where they're open 24 hours a day. The certain shelters may only open from 6:30 in the evening, and then they may close at 7:30 in the morning. So for that finite period of time, that's the only time people may have access to them. Some homeless shelters have limited space. We're not talking about a gym or a large hotel here. Some of these only have a certain number of beds because they can only accommodate a certain number of people. So it's important that you understand that when people are staying in these places, these are places where they are staying that may only have the capacity to handle a certain number. So for some people, they have to literally make sure they get to these places at a specific time so that they can ensure that they get one of those beds, as opposed to thinking that, oh, I can just go there anytime. Guess what? They may find themselves, if they don't get there at a certain time, they may not even have the ability to access it. And some people don't realize that for some of these shelters, when they close their doors, they're expecting you to be gone. And in some places, even if they are open 24 hours, they may still expect you to not be there when you're done. They may be there to serve as a resource during the day to help you and answer questions and provide things for you, but they may not expect you to stay there during the time except to sleep at night. So they may have rules that requires you to vacate the area in the morning. They can't really tell you where you should go. Only thing they can do is tell you that at a certain time in the morning, you have to leave the premises and do what you got to do. Is that they do have resources to help. They recognize that they're dealing with a vulnerable population, and they're dealing with a population of people who, for whatever reason, have found themselves in a circumstance where they are now homeless. So they want to do everything possible to assist in changing that situation. So you would be surprised, but a lot of these places, whether it be information about the various community service organizations, they have computer kiosks. So if you want to check online to look for jobs, they are committed towards providing whatever support necessary in order to assist you in being successful. Homeless shelters and the people who run them understand that they're dealing with the people who have a myriad of different problems and issues that they've addressed in the past. But even these places have limited resources, limited capabilities, and limited capacities. Recognize some of those people that you may see on the street are there not because they're desiring to be there, but the places that they could normally go to, they may have difficulty getting to, or they may not satisfy the criteria to be there, or quite frankly, there may not be enough space.